The vehicles bearing the portrait of Emmanuel Tumusiime Mutebi arrived at Kololo grounds a few minutes to 10 a.m. The service, presided over by the Archbishop of Church of Uganda, Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, was also attended by the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the Chief Justice Alfonso Winyidolo, and the Central Bank governors from South Sudan and Kenya, among others. Betty Mutebi described her late husband as a gentleman and people person who loved his family and always found time for them, in spite of his busy and demanding schedule.
It's a very good evening for everybody watching Global TV Uganda. My name is Senabria Adrian, as usual, and this is the Global TV. We are always here to talk about the social, political, and economic factors running up in the world. And I know that you always need this to be updated about things that are happening in your country. It's a lot that we have to touch today, but first and foremost, we need to talk about the advice the FDC gave to the president. This time around, the president, as the person vested with the power to appoint, approve, and disapprove, the deputy permanent secretary of the Forum for Democratic Change, Harold Kaija, appealed to the president to appoint a new governor of the Bank of Uganda to help the dead, or to help to deal with the current economic crisis in the country. I have a very different opinion. I'm very sure my opinion is different from yours. They always don't conquer, but I think we need your deeper view into the whole issue.
It is first of all FDC Deputy Secretary General Harold Kaija coming up with such an advice to the President of Uganda, the man who has got the mantle of leadership of this country. Remember, for he is the Chief Minister of Finance. We know we are a country living under crisis. So for this crisis of economic constraints, different people, different political parties, different organizations are going to come, especially those that have got individual interest, to pass a given guidance for the sake of knowing that they do exist. If they come up to make a point, either for the good of this nation, that is okay. But if it is a point for the good of themselves, then that is not right. Because I am just wondering how the man Harold Kaija, who calls Mr. Museveni as almost a devil, now how can a good angel advise the devil on what to do? That actually tells it all. However, let's look at the advice itself. That the advice is good. You cannot leave the country of which has to live with certain things made right, and now you have a whole Bank of Uganda, the central bank, whose main purpose is to oversee the operation of the other banks, the running of our economy. Actually, we cannot see it running without the man at the helm of the administration of this bank. We need a Bank of Uganda governor, and that is actually as needed as yesterday. The challenge I think Mr. Museveni had is that, of course he still has it, is that for some regions, on losing their beloved sons, on losing their beloved ones, they would want President Museveni to replace civil servants coming from the very same areas. And that is terrible, because we cannot live a country where Mr. Museveni should be put on attention, as if he's put on a gunpoint to have to fulfill the interest of the people. Maybe the person or all the person of those regions, why you think one person can come up and be appointed as the new Bank of Uganda governor, maybe those not good enough. So I would think probably.
So are we going to import a Cuban Bank of Uganda governor because the ones that are around are not good enough?
What I'm saying that if we are a kind of Uganda and the region of Bakiga or the Bakiga as per people are asking President Museveni to give back their position to them, as if in the constitution of Uganda, so it was written that for one to become a Bank of Uganda governor, then they should be a Mukiga.
Let me come in there.
That is wrong.
Let me come in there. It looks like Mr. Harold Kaija made this in a good heart. He made it genuinely. He did not speak out anything like a tribe, anything like our post. I think he made it genuinely. And when he made it, what makes genuine the fact that he did not preempt on who should become.
I believe yes or no, because of all the things he saw, we did not have the Assistant Inspector General of Police for some time, 2 months. Why couldn't he advise the president to do that?
This is becoming a lot of time.
Why must he actually advise when one of their own, a Mukiga, a Chigezi man, has passed on, and they, the Bakiga, have asked President Museveni to have to appoint a Mukiga?
I'm one of those people that think it's just wrong to drive this tribalistic. But then, with me, I would have some other different genuine question, and I would ask myself that, what have they commented about the economy before this man died? Because at one point he was there, not even at one point, he had been there for years. Was our economy good? As per, their understanding was our economy good?
You see, I'm always shocked with certain things. I'm shocked of certain things. Now, the thing is, of course, this is my own opinion. With me, I still insist that this could be something moved to make sure that President Museveni opens up and of course responds to a call made previously that our son passed on, but we need somebody else from our own to replace him. Then the other thing is, for this economy was said to be as bad as being in the shambles, and by him, the man, Harold Kaija. I don't think that if we had the Bank of Uganda governor of the kind of the late Tumusime, Emmanuel Tumusime Mutebile, then that this person would make miracles. I believe that if they are the same character, I should say, by character they are the same, I believe that the crisis we have would not be solved.
According to Harold Kaija, he's insinuating at all that we still have sectors that are one-man reign, something that they have always condemned. Because if someone on top has gone down, he has passed on, can't the department run because someone has died, and isn't he promoting dictatorship? Isn't he promoting selfishness?
No, the thing is,
do you think that things can run without him?
As you said earlier, he could have been right.
This was an old man.
If it is for the national interest, he is right that we should have a bank run by the top man on the administration of it. That is to say, the Bank of Uganda governor. But I so much believe that this Bank of Uganda governor as a position has got something we call a deputy or something we call assistant. I don't think that ever since Bank of Uganda passed on the late, that this Bank of Uganda as the central bank has been running just like that, running and being driven by wind. No.
And if it is genuine anyway, when we are selecting someone's deputy, they must be people with either the same or similar qualities, you understand? So I think he's losing a point here. I think Harold Kaija has lost a point here.
Where I think he has lost a point is to make Ugandans think that when we have an appointment appointed Bank of Uganda governor,
Everything
then
will be okay.
that the economic crisis we have will have been solved. I don't believe that. I don't think that the Bank of Uganda governor, so elected, would have something to solve until the Ukraine war with Russia. Nothing at all. I don't even think that if at all we are talking the post-Kenyan electoral effects, that if we have the Bank of Uganda so appointed, then they can solve anything around that. If the effects are to be there, then they will be there, because we are heading for these elections. Now, I do believe maybe the advice from Harold Kaija is coming out because FDC, Forum for Democratic Change, is trying to remold itself. It's trying to rebrand itself, because they had enough of being dragged into the mud by the National Unity Platform's emergency.
With me, I believe that one, because when you look at what they always spoke about, in fact, not Harold Kaija alone, everybody else in the opposition, they always looked at this. The man has been old, what, and for God's sake, Mr. Tumusime has been an old man. I don't think that he has been working more than the rest in the office of the governor have been doing. So I can equate this to a son that is pressurizing the father to make a will, maybe before the father even dies, just to get away of the fate of the succession race. This is very important, by the way. If it is for those aims that made this fail, I think he went wrong. But if he has made it for genuine interests, he wants to see them, because by the way, it's also
the vehicles bearing the portrait of Emmanuel Tumusime Mutebile arrived at Kolo grounds a few minutes
I
later.
think a country living without
The service,
a bank
presided
of
over by the
Uganda
Archbishop of Church of Uganda,
It's not a dead
Dr.
system.
Stephen Kazimba
It's
Mugalu,
not a
was
dead
also attended
system.
by the
I
President
mean,
Yoweri Kaguta
Ugandans
Museveni,
should
the Chief
actually
Justice
style.
Alfonso Winyidoro,
If we
and the Central
live
Bank
a
governors from
kind of
South Sudan
lifestyle
and
where we
Kenya, among
think
others.
just because we are disorganized back in our own communities, that the entire
Betty
system
Mutebile
of this
described her late
nation
husband
is
as a gentleman and
system
people
corrupt.
person who loved his family and always found time
Now
for
come
them,
back to that
in spite of
position
his
of the
busy
Bank
and
of
demanding
Uganda.
schedule.
So when
And now, I want to
Mr.
thank God for
Emmanuel,
Emmanuel's life,
Professor
for
Emmanuel
enabling him to serve
Tumusime
our
Mutebile
nation,
was
for
sick, and we
using him
know
to
he
transform
was
us
sick for quite
to
a long
be
time.
better
He was
people.
not operating.
The Minister of Finance,
When we were
Mathieu Kasaija,
running
who
the
spoke on
whole
behalf
system,
of his
it
friends,
was those
said
people
Mutebile
within
died at a time when they
different
were working so
offices
hard to
of
see
the
the
Bank
country's
of
economy
Uganda
flourish.
running
The only
the
problem
entire
is
system.
that God has
Have
taken
they
him away from
run
me
at this time to another
when
country?
we are
No.
trying
So to
to
speak,
ensure
that if they used
that
to
the
run
economy
everything
begins
in
to grow
a
the way it should
in
be
a
in
time that
Parliament one time.
this
If
man
not, I can
had
tell you
not died,
so
he was alive, but he couldn't perform because of his illness.
And this is
So
also
they
one
can
of the
do the same.
disadvantages
Kenyatta's
of
speech
holding a
delivered by the
post of
governor of Central Bank
Having,
of Kenya,
having this
President
position
Mutebile, for
filled
holding the country's
is
economy
just for
together
the sake
at a time when
of
the world is
fulfilling the
grappling with the
constitutional
COVID-19
mandate.
pandemic.
As
Period.
the
What
world
does the
reels
Constitution
from
what
an
does the Constitution say,
unprecedented
first of all?
pandemic,
I do believe the
Professor
Constitution, so to
Mutembe's
speak,
steady hand at the
does
helm of the
speak
Bank
for
of Uganda
the
ensures that the Ugandan
occupying of
economy
this position
and the
of
economic
the
well-being
Bank
of its
of
people
Uganda
were
governor.
protected.
President
As
Museveni
a
said
bank,
the former
a
governor had
central
helped
bank,
the
so
government
it
achieve
cannot
part of their
run
10-point
without
program
the right
after the
hierarchy.
liberation.
I do believe the Constitution talks about the hierarchy of the Bank of Uganda.
Now what's that?
Now the thing is that if the money died and we have spent 6 months without working, we are just to appoint another person for the sake of respecting the Constitution.
The head of his medical
Because
team, Dr.
if
Benny
the history has it
told
that
them Wanazwe
even
died
with
of
the
multiple
sickness
organ
of the
failure,
gentleman
accelerated by
and his being
COVID-19,
alive,
which explains why his
duties
body
were
was not
run
brought to
in his
Parliament and
absentia in
Kololo.
office. So
A
I
number of
believe
times
that is how things have been running.
The other thing,
After
this,
his
could
death.
this be just similar to
At the
Man
time of his
United
death,
fans that have always
had not
wished to
yet
change their
turned
coach every time and
negative.
again? Because they think they have
That's one
hope
of the reasons
that
why
maybe
they
at one point or the other they may
The
see
main
things change
problem
in the
that we
team.
had
Unfortunately,
was
we have
within
just
the line.
continued
We
the
had
change.
What I do not
extensive
want to
pneumonia
agree with
that had been a
Harold
result of
Kaija
that
is that
bacterial infection.
I mean, making
There
us
was
to
a feeling
think in
that
his
it's
basket,
possible that
in his
COVID
basket,
might
and he
have
himself
had
knows
an
the truth that
implication.
once
Dr.
we
Chris
appoint
Baliomunsi, who
the
is heading
new
the team organizing the
bank
burial,
of
says
Uganda
Mtebili's body
governor,
will be
so
taken to
our
his home in
problems
Kabale
will be
district
sorted.
tomorrow.
That's
He will
not
be
true.
buried on
That
Sunday.
was not
In
right.
all of these events,
I also think that was
Where
we shall
I think
strictly
is
ensure
right, if you
that
are
the
a
SOPs
country that lives up
and
to
the
the
other
hierarchy of leadership, for
public health
example, that you should
prevention
have a
measures
president,
for
a
COVID-19
vice
are
president,
observed.
so you don't have a
Emmanuel
president
Mtebile
and
died
you
on
have a
21st
vice
January
president.
at the
This
age of 72.
position of
He had
presidency
been
then
governor
has
since
to be
2001.
occupied. It
Ian
has to be
Cliff
filled up.
Wangala,
Now,
NTV News.
yes, as we get to end this video, I would like to inform the viewer that even if I don't know, let me first ask this question. I had reserved it for myself. Why has Mr. Museveni taken long? It's becoming long, trust me. 6 months without a Bank of Uganda governor, it's becoming long. Why has he taken, briefly, I don't want to argue so much about this, why has he taken so long?
You could be asking a long question and you expect me to answer it. Now, you've got Yoweri Kaguta Museveni having been pressurized before after the deaths of Lokech to appoint an Assistant Inspector General of Police coming from where Lokech was coming from. So to speak, even when the speaker died, the late speaker, that is Jacob Olanya, passed on. So the people of his own constituency and the entire region, I think the Acholi region, if I'm not mistaken, they wanted to have the Speaker of Parliament coming from the same. Now this time around, the people of Uganda and especially those of Kigezi region, they are saying we must have a banker of Uganda coming from Kigezi. Now, if President Museveni has not seen a man good enough from Kigezi to become a Bank of Uganda governor, then he has to take his
One day
time.
I'll come here and make you characteristics of a dead system. A dead system succumbs to interests of the
Secondly, he himself, he knows if the entire team, as you talked about that, if the entire team of Manchester United, for example, so to speak, lost their manager, and they have somebody in the name of the assistant to run the club until the end of the season, and you find sometimes those interim managers, they take on with about 6 even more months, and you find that the club is running as how it has to run. So why not this? Let us give time to the one who appoints to come up with the right person.
Okay. We have given him enough time, and I know that if he had attended a short course of appointing, if he had attended a short course in Harvard on how to appoint a bank of central bank governor,
you crash.
No.
You rush, you crash.
We are giving him more time.
What is the more time? We are talking about 6 months.
That's
we
a
are
lot
talking
of time.
about 6 months.
That's a lot of
in
time.
that Bank of Uganda, trust me, are people, those who ran it
I would like
in
to
the
inform our
sickness
viewers
of the
that,
other late Bank of Uganda.
by the
governor.
only that I don't want to comment on his Twitter, and he rarely posts by the way nowadays.
He's smart.
But I would tell him to go and attend a short course. This is very easy. If he has not gotten the enough expertise, he should go to Harvard and attend a short
generation.
course.
Now,
of
the
how to
man who
govern
has run this country for 40 good years, you think he doesn't know what he's doing? I think you must be very wrong
That is what
to
it means.
think that
President
saying that doesn't know what he's
appointing a Bank
doing.
of Uganda governor is that big role. He should go for a short course. Thank you for listening.